Things have been strange since we moved to FearStreet.
What's strange? What are you doing in here, little fella?
Something's been happening to all the wildlife.
Oh, it's dead.
There have been strange sounds in the middle of the day. Oh, weird, But Shadyside was the only high school that would agree to enroll a 30-year-old man.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Devin, I read books, and this is Devin Reads Books. And today we are starting week 2 of Old School April, and this week, as you might have caught from the end of my first week vlog, is FearStreet themed. So it won't just be FearStreet, it'll mostly be FearStreet, honestly. I think I have 3 Christopher Pike books and like 14 FearStreet. I have like 7 bind-ups, 99 FearStreet, House of Evil. I got a lot I gotta get through. It's gonna mostly be FearStreet. We're also gonna be rewatching the Netflix movies, which I really liked. Obviously, they're a little edgier, a little more adult than most FearStreet books tend to be, but I really love them. So I'm going to make some lunch, shoot some B-roll, and then we are going to pick our first book for this weekly vlog here from my shelf of FearStreet. It's just out of frame there. So I am going to go do all that, and then I will check back in with you guys after I have picked the book and probably read a little bit of it, or maybe even before, just to give an overview. Although I feel like most of you guys probably know FearStreet better than me. But either way, I will touch base with you guys in a little bit. Alright, well, this week is FearStreet themed, so let's pick some books. I don't know where to start, I guess. We have 99 FearStreet. I can start there. Maybe Dead Boyfriend? What the hell is that? Alright, I guess we're picking this one. The True Evil Bind-Up. Hi guys, welcome back. It is Monday morning. Well, technically it's Monday afternoon. It's 2. I went to the gym, I did some chores. I'm gonna have a little bit more choring I gotta do, and we'll get into all that. But I am not super far, but about that far into the True Evil Bind-Up. I'm at the bus crash, the infamous bus crash, which I know it was intentional, but it really just makes me want to rewatch FearStreet 94 again. Because, yeah, that's the pinnacle scene. And I know the cheerleader saga was a big inspiration for the movies. The cheerleaders and the FearStreet saga specifically, I think, were 2 big inspirations. I'm really liking this so far. So this really focuses on all the cheerleaders, but you could say the main characters are Corky and Bobby Corcoran, who were, they're kind of new to town, and they were able to try out for cheerleading last second. Jennifer and the coach loved them. Some of the other girls are not quite on board because it meant that a freshman lost their spot. So they were going to an event, and they forgot something, so they had to turn to FearStreet to go to Bob and Corky's house, and then that's where the bus crashed. That's kind of where we're at now. I'm going to make some coffee and lock in my library little reading chair here for a while, and then I have to edit. I have to edit week 1's vlog so I can start the upload tomorrow, because I think it's going to take about a day and a half, based on how crappy my internet is, to be good to go for Thursday. So I need to get on that today. And then tonight, I was planning a Thing double feature. So the 2011 movie and followed by the original. I may end up watching FearStreet instead. I was going to try and reserve the FearStreet movies for the weekend. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I'm in the mood to watch them. I love them so much. But I'm going to make some coffee and get some reading done. And then I will start editing and chat with you guys again in a little bit. guys, I am back. I finished the first Evil, and that was really good. Like really freaking good. Maybe my favorite FearStreet I've ever read. I mean, it's... So if you've seen the Netflix movies, you're familiar with the concept. But that was darker. That was definitely darker and gorier than I thought a FearStreet book would be, and that's really cool. Usually FearStreets tend to be a lot of like fake outs and slower until there's either one massive fake out or one big thing that happens, unless you're a cat. Yeah, R.L. Stine doesn't really fake out the cat deaths. But this was like immediate. Things start happening, people start getting maimed. This was really good. I really liked it. It was very creepy the whole way. There was a really concise story. Just a really good, 200 pages of just constant motion and things happening. I'm really excited to start the second Evil. I hope it's just as good. I'd be really sad if I start second Evil and it sucks, or it's just back to like a really slow burn FearStreet, because that was intense. That was very intense for a FearStreet book. That would be intense for any YA or even shorter horror novella, honestly. But I really liked it. I'm going to do some editing now because I got to get that done by tomorrow morning at least, so I can start the upload on, so that it's done on Thursday morning, hopefully. But I'm going to start on all that. I'm probably going to start the second Evil. I don't know who the second Evil is going to be centered around, though. That's going to be interesting. But I'm going to start on all this, and then I will update you guys again in a little bit.
You need to dismember their limbs, okay? You got to shoot off their legs so they can't come running in. You got to shoot off their arms so they can't attack you.
Just waiting. So many scenic views.
What? We're in the plain state. It's all weeds and dead trees. Looking at the ducks. Oh my goodness, he's coming. Boy. Hi guys, I am back. It's been about a day and a half. I meant to actually record an update yesterday, but I got obsessed with the Fall of the House of the Usher. Fall of House of Usher, I don't know why I added the extra though. I love it. I mean, I love everything Mike Flanagan does so much, but I love that show so much, and I love how he uses the same actors in all of his shows all the times, and then every time he gets a new one, he puts them in the next project. It's so fun. I can't wait to see what it does over at Amazon. You may also notice that I'm very sunburnt. Yeah, as you saw, we're at the reservoir today, and I put on sunscreen. It was only about 70 degrees, but Colorado is very high up in the sky, and apparently the sun is stronger when you are a mile above sea level. So that sucks. But I am about a little over halfway through the entirety of the book, and I think I am about halfway through book 2, the second Evil. Right? Yeah, second Evil. Just trying to make sure I got the cadence right. I love this so far. I really love this so far. Continuing the trend in book 1, it is darker and grittier than most FearStreet. Like, there's no cop-outs. It's a proper teen horror. But to answer my previous question from my last update, this focuses on Corky, and then some of the other cheerleaders. So the characters, the cast pretty much remains throughout, it seems like, which is nice. They also have introduced a new character, a new person in town who keeps hanging out at the graveyard, named Sarah Beth Plummer. And all I can think of when I hear the name Sarah Beth is Goosebumps. So that's cool. That's a really cool nod. I'd actually also really like to get original copies of these books, because I know when everything Arlstein writes gets reprinted, they change things. They update it to the times. So I'm curious about some references and stuff. I really like this. I'm going to try and finish this tonight. So not just the second evil, but the whole book. We're also going to watch FearStreet 94, the first Netflix FearStreet movie. Tomorrow we'll watch the second one, and then Saturday, to wrap up the vlog, we'll watch the third. But we're going to do that while I finish this out, and then hopefully tomorrow morning I'll be back with another update, and I will start either one of my other FearStreet Super Chiller bind-ups that has 2 books, or maybe like a Christopher Pike in one of my other teen horrors. I don't know, but I want to try and finish this and then get another one started. I also have to update and enter all my points and stuff for old school April. That's a lot. And then I have to do some skit shooting. That sounded some skit shoot work. I don't know why I don't like the way that sounded. Either of those. Either way, I gotta shoot some stuff. And I gotta script some stuff. So I'm gonna get started on some of that. We're gonna read some FearStreet, roll some B-roll, and I will update you guys in a bit. Hi guys, I am back. I'm gonna try to keep this update pretty short, pretty succinct, because I have Kelsi's sprints on in the background, and I want to join in while I'm scripting some stuff. I gotta shoot some of those skits I was talking about tonight, but I need to update you guys. I did finish True Evil, the whole book. So the first book was for sure my favorite. The second Evil was good. The third Evil I really liked, and it had some of the goriest moments, but it felt so rushed. I actually didn't think to do it, but I almost want to count page numbers and see if it was just a smaller book and if Arlstein just felt like he needed quickly to wrap up the saga, but didn't feel that it just warranted a whole full-length book. I don't know. It felt like it moved too fast. There was too much change of scenery. It was a very different tone than the first 2 books, but I really liked it overall. So I'm gonna work on stuff, and then I'm going to pick one more book. Tomorrow, we are gonna read and vlog all day. It's gonna be the last day of the FearStreet week, FearStreet vlog for OSA before we move on to the next theme. My cat is being horrible. Little bad boy, he's gonna knock my camera over. I'm either going to pick another bind up. I kind of want to do the FearStreet saga, which I can probably do in one day, but I'm not confident and I don't want it to carry over because I need to start editing this on Sunday. I also want to diversify a little bit. I have 2 Christopher Pike books. Incidentally, they're right down here. I have Die Softly and Remember Me 3, and I'm thinking about doing these instead, just to kind of represent other 90s teen horror, but also it's FearStreet week. Like, come on, it's FearStreet week. I don't know. I have several other bind-ups I could do. I just need to pick one. But for now, I'm gonna get to work on scripting and some other stuff. We're gonna watch the OSA sprints with Kelsi. She's very excited right now. I'm missing it. So I'm gonna go join on that, and I will catch up with you guys in a little bit. I ended up getting like a really bad migraine as soon as I sat down to start scripting stuff. I got all those mini scripts done, and they're shooting scripts basically. So all mini shooting scripts. So I have my shot lists and all that I'm going to be playing with, but I'm probably gonna do it tomorrow. I should do it tonight. I'm gonna be up for a bit still. It is about 11:15 now, but regardless of what I'm doing at the gym tomorrow and the all-day reading I'm going to do, I kind of want to stay up late tonight and sleep in. But I have FearStreet 1978 queued up. Watched 94 last night before I passed out. Tomorrow we're gonna do 1666. Ideally right before Kelsi's sprint starts. Hopefully. But I just went to pull up 78 and I realized Prom Queen. Oh, you guys can't see it yet. I'm getting there. Sorry, everyone. Prom Queen, or oh, that's terrible. There we go. Has a listing on it. Guys, I am so excited. I am so excited for that. It's coming out in May, the same month as Clown in a Cornfield. Like, we're gonna be eating good in May in terms of teen horrors. Oh my god, that's gonna be spectacular. I'm thinking tomorrow I'm going to read the FearStreet saga. That'll be 3 more books, ultimately. So, come on, that'll be great for Team Scoobies, but also it's just kind of the prequel to the Cheerleader saga, so I kind of have to, and I can do it in a day. I know I can do it in a day. But I'm going to start 1978. I might shoot a skit or 2, but I think I'm going to prep next week's vlog. I have some stuff planned for next week's theme and everything too. So I think I'm going to work on that. I'm going to start this movie and then I will probably not update you guys until the morning. See you then.
Oh, Father, what a glorious day. The time hath come and she hath risen.
Who?
Sheriff Fear has risen from her grave to punish the vile Shady Siders.
The Noodle. We're Shady Siders now. I definitely have a sinus infection of some kind. I'm feeling it. It's hurting pretty bad. I am going to get the library cleaned up. We're going to hang out in here today. And I don't know, I keep going back and forth on if I'm going to read the FearStreet saga or one of the 2 book bind-ups. Or I have one, I don't remember what it's called, which one it is, that's just the hardcover of one book. I might start with that. I don't know. We're going to clean the library first. I'm going to eat a little snack. I already took Dayquil, so I'm hoping that's going to help. And then we're going to get everything in here set up for the sleepover later. I do have to do some voiceover stuff. I'm going to record that for sure today, no matter how I feel. And I'm going to stop my cat from tearing up my blinds. And then I will update you guys again in a little bit. Ew, what is that? I have cleaned up a little bit. I'm sorry the saturation was so bad. I don't have good lighting in the library. It's kind of a problem, actually. There's no overhead light. I don't have a great lamp. I have a dinosaur themed lamp, but that's about it. I have a desk lamp, that, and the ring light. But I am still not feeling great. I think Kelsi's starting sprints in like 40 minutes or so. I'd have to double check the time. I'm just going to do it. We're going to send it. We're going to friggin' send it. I'm just going to read all 3 books of FearStreet saga, which, so you can find broken down. Betrayal, The Secret, and The Burning. I think I have one of them individually as well. But we're going to read the bind up. I am going to start this. I'm going to lay down though on my little spare bed that I have here and I'm just going to read, I guess. I'm going to probably put OSA videos on in the background, but we're going to lock it and read, and we're going to get some B-roll of that, and then I will catch you guys again when Kelsi is sprinting. Not that far. I'm about 115 pages in. I'm on Kelsi's sprints. She's currently sprinting. I am liking this so far. I don't want to go too into spoilers. If you have seen the Netflix movies, you kind of know the gist of the FearStreet saga, although the movies did change it a bit from what I understand. But it focuses on the Fear family and the Good family and the history going back all the way to 1692, leading to the burning of the Fear family manor, and Sarah Fear, who was the accused antagonist in the cheerleader saga. I'm really liking this so far. It kind of got straight to the point immediately. Like the prologue is Nora Good being saved from the FearStreet mansion fire and then waking up in a room where she has to write the whole history of the families down. And then it immediately goes into burning witches. So it's kind of bouncing around from thing to thing, at least in this first book, The Betrayal. There's a scene, I don't want to go into spoilers, but it makes me think of a H.P. Lovecraft story. Pretty sure it's called The Alchemist. And if you know that story, you're going to know what this scene is about. I'm not going to spoil it any more than that. You're going to have to go read that story or look it up if you haven't. I'm going to keep reading. We're going to finish this tonight for sure. I'm hoping I can do it by midnight. But again, I'm still not feeling well. So it's been very slow going compared to yesterday. And I think this is just a little bit slower of a read than the Cheerleader Saga was in general. So I'm going to get to work on this. Kelsi is sprinting. That's a whole other thing, is every time Kelsi comes back, I stop reading because I'm chatting with everyone in chat. Sprints are very, very social compared to other YouTube sprints, so that's always a blast. But I'm going to get back to work. I will update you guys a little bit later. I am excited to get back into this, but I will see you then. Alrighty guys, we're going to do another quick update, and then I'm going to lock in, shoot some B-roll, and finish this stretch. The final book, I finished The Secret. I liked The Secret more than I liked The Betrayal, I think. Book 2 is spectacular. It's kind of a blur, so that makes it like a little difficult to tell exactly when the kills were. I didn't really think about that either, but when you're binging books like this, where it's generational and there's so many different characters, it's kind of hard to keep track of everything. I also have a fever, so that's a new development that's making things hard. But the last book is only a couple 200 pages. Oh, I'm gonna finish that tonight for sure. I definitely like The Secret. It really escalates the whole Hatfield and McCoy side of it. I'm very interested to see what happens in the burning. I don't want to spoil anything, but it seems like it's going to be difficult to continue. So I'm going to get into that. I'm going to read a little bit more out here, watch some South Park, and then I'm going to take some meds, finish the book out in bed, and then do my final update in the morning while I'm shooting the introduction for next week's video. I will catch you guys and update you guys in the morning.
Listen up! There's a scary situation earlier, but we cannot let that next. The most important night of our summer. Tonight is Sunnyvale or Shady Side.
Alrighty guys, I am back. All good things must come to an end. I finished the FearStreet saga bind up. I gotta say, I really liked it. I had a really fun time. There's almost a comic sense to it. How these families, you get this whole story of these families just kind of murking each other. It was great though. And it really explains FearStreet well and everything that kind of happens. I think I liked the cheerleader bind up more overall, but the deaths in the FearStreet saga were so much cooler. So much cooler. Both of these were very serious for FearStreet books. And I haven't read all of the FearStreet books, so I don't know if that's because these were later FearStreet books and as time went on, because I know there are some R.L. Stine FearStreet and Point Horror books where he's not really copping out some of the kills, like he's in there, and this was graphic. I mean, the cheerleader saga had some graphic stuff, but this was like really graphic. So that was really interesting. I really liked that. It was a very nice change of pace. I had a blast on this vlog. It's unfortunate that I caught a fever at the end of it. I'm probably gonna rest today before I start shooting week 3's vlog. But I think as far as ratings go, definitely read both of these if you haven't already. They were spectacular, and I would encourage you to read them sequentially, just like I did. I feel like you could read the FearStreet saga first and then Cheerleaders, but I think it really works reading Cheerleaders and then FearStreet. On Goodreads, I give them both 4 stars. Like, just spectacular. They are technically 6 books, but they're small. You will get through them very quick, especially the Cheerleaders book. The Cheerleaders books, all 3 of them just flow spectacularly because they focus on the same group of friends. That was something that I think makes the FearStreet saga a little bit more difficult to get through. Even though the writing is spectacular, there's so many characters and you're constantly changing POVs and timelines. So I would recommend actually reading the FearStreet saga a little bit slower than trying to do it all in one day like I did. But I had a blast. This will mark the end of FearStreet week for OSA 2025. I have to start editing all of this. I hope you enjoyed this video. I did some more experimentally type of skits and stuff, so let me know how you felt about that. I want to get better, not just with the technical side of YouTube, but with the writing and the ambiance and just some of the comedy that I try to bring in. But I hope you liked this vlog. I am going to lay down for the rest of today and probably just start week 3's theme vlog tomorrow. So thank you guys. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I've had a lot of growth on the channel over the last month and a half or so, and I'm very thankful for that. So thank you guys, and I will catch you in the next vlog.